All right, guys. Good morning. Good morning to you. It is Wednesday, January 27th, 2021. This morning, we're going to talk about what skills you need to master to have guaranteed success. Let's get started.
It is ultimately important for you to look at your goals, truly what you want to do in your life, and then look at the people who you spend the most time with in your life and figure out if that lines up.
All right. What's happening, guys? Good morning. Good morning to you, and happy Wednesday. It's hump day. So this morning, I wanted to dig into some of the skills that it takes to have guaranteed success. And, I went through this list. I was thinking, man, if you could do all of these things, you have literally almost guaranteed success. If you could just master this list of things, and there's certainly a long list of other things that go along to make it go faster, to accelerate your ability to succeed. But I'm going to go through this list with you guys this morning, and I'm telling you, if you just focus on these handful of things and you get these right in your life, everything else will fall into place. But first, as always, I want to say good morning to some folks. What's happening, Ryan Austin? Good morning to you. Jared Bird, Doug, good morning. Carla, Mark, Randy, Spencer, Boyd, my man. Chris Filippelli, Tim, good morning to you guys, and thank you guys for being here. If you guys could do me a favor, I think this list needs to reach a lot of people today. If you guys could share this out to your pages or to some groups maybe that you're part of, man, I would appreciate it, because I think this list can 100% help people get pointed in the right direction. I certainly wish that somebody would have covered this list with me a long time ago, because as I figured out this list on my own, man, my life got significantly better at a fast pace. So let's dig into it. So master these skills and success is guaranteed. So here is the first thing on my list here. It's very simple. A lot of these things are going to be very simple and sound like, yeah, no kidding. I know I should be doing that, but I'm telling you, this list altogether will create massive success for you. So number one is just decide that you're going to be successful and make great decisions. One of the things that I could share with you guys in my own life is that as I started to make better decisions and I started to actually think through all of my decisions and really do a great job at thinking through things and not going too fast, that is when my life got significantly better. It got more balanced, it got more intentional, and I was able to actually do the things that I always wanted to do, but I always had a hard time kind of juggling things because, in fairness, I wasn't thinking through things and I was going just a little bit too fast. One of the best pieces of advice that many of you that follow me would be hearing all the time is that an old mentor of mine told me, man, Brian, sometimes you got to slow down to speed up. And so making great decisions comes with taking the time to make those decisions, right? Actually thinking through things. And the first thing that you need to decide is 100% that you're just going to go all in on being successful. And many people don't do that because they are afraid of what happens if I declare that and I am not successful. And I will repeat something that I said, I believe I said on the show yesterday. I definitely said it somewhere yesterday, but there's a quote, an old quote that says, set your sights on becoming a millionaire, not for the money, but for who you become in the process. And deciding to be successful is the same way. Even if you don't reach the level of success that you commit to right away, man, deciding that you're going to be successful, going all in and declaring that publicly is one of the first steps and the most powerful step to guaranteeing a higher level of success, right? So decide that you're going to be successful and make great decisions. Those kind of go hand in hand there. Second one, love yourself. Man, you have to love yourself. You have to do things that allow you to love yourself. It is critically, critically important to look in the mirror and like and respect that person that you see. If you are doing things that make you feel bad about yourself, very simply, just stop doing that. For a lot of people, that is drinking and partying, and the next day they feel bad about that. It makes them respect that person that they see in the mirror just a little bit less. It makes them keep less promises to themselves and love themselves less. That self-worth is a huge thing in your life, man. If you can't love yourself, success is going to be really hard for you to grasp, right? It's going to be hard for you to get your hands around. So it starts with loving and respecting yourself. Love yourself more, man. 100%. You have to. All right, next on the list. Choose good. Man, every single day of our lives, we get an opportunity to choose good or maybe something that's not so good, right? Maybe the way that we handle a situation. Maybe there's an opportunity for us to capitalize on something that isn't quite right, but we have every opportunity to do it. Always choose good, man. Always choose to do the right thing. Karma is real, man. And if you don't choose to do the right things, it will eventually come back to bite you. I have seen people deal with massive doses of karma because they have not chosen good. They have chosen to do the wrong things. And man, it might take time, but it always comes back to bite you if you don't choose to do the right thing. Choose good. It's a choice. Next on the list, be extremely aware of your thoughts and intentions. I talked about this morning on Breakfast with Champions over on Clubhouse. Man, everything that you think manifests itself into actualization. It turns in, your thoughts become things in your life. So be extremely aware of your thoughts. We talked at the K&L retreat last week. I see Mr. Calloway on here this morning. We talked about default emotions. What is it that is your current default emotion? Is that, is it happiness or is it anger or is it, does it lead to stress or does it lead to excitement? Be extremely aware of your thoughts and your intentions. That stuff will come to life. It will come right into your life. It will those thoughts become things. Next on the list, surround yourself with the best. You are a product of who you surround yourself with. Man, get a seat at the right table and you are guaranteed to grow your life. I am living proof of that. I continue to keep trying to get at new tables, trying to get around new people, keep taking people with me, but get around new people, keep leveling up the game as you climb the ladder. Surround yourself with the best and you will become that. If you surround yourself with people that aren't striving to become what you want to become, then don't be surprised when you don't get there or it takes you a lot longer to get there. Surround yourself with the best people and the most successful people, and you will be the next person sitting at that same table. Next on the list, this one's a difficult one. It's a difficult one for everybody. Sometimes people make it look easy, but it is never easy, man. Content is king. In this day and age, man, if you want to be successful and you want to do it as quickly as possible, you have to be able to put out content. You have to be able to connect with people online, in my opinion. It's a digital game that we're playing. And if they don't know you, if people don't know you, then they can't like you. They can't do business with you. They can't refer you to other people, and they can't help you build whatever it is that you're building. Remember this. This is three words that are extremely powerful. Attention equals dollars, right? No matter what it is that you're trying to build, if you have people that are supporting you, man, it will absolutely accelerate everything that you're trying to do, and it will point you in the right direction. Content allows that to happen. Content allows people to get to know you. And when they get to know you, they get to know what you stand for. They get to decide if they align with what it is that you stand for. Content is king, man. Find a way. If you're not doing it today, if you own a business or you're trying to grow, you have to have content out there. You have to be sharing your story, and that will help you accelerate everything. If you master that skill, man, that's going to be one of the most important ones on the whole list of things that I put out there, right? Now, that's a tricky one because for a lot of people, and everybody knows one of these people, if they put out content, it would be a bad thing because going back earlier in the list, you have to choose good. You have to be a good person first, because if you put out content, you're a bad person. Well, that's probably not going to be too good for you. So all of these are interconnected, but content is king. Trust me. Put out a ton of it, and you will be well on your way to kind of building that following that's going to be required for you to build something great. All right, last but not least, and there's a couple bullet points within this one, but the title of the show says it all, man. Perspective is everything. And here's why. If you are a person, man, that believes that the hard days that you face are a negative, man, you're going to have a hard time winning. You're just going to have a hard time winning. And if you put out that energy to people around you, if you don't have the right perspective, you don't look at adversity as a gift, those hard days are always going to be there, guys. It's how you choose to look at them that matters. If you choose to look at that resistance as what's required for you to grow, well, then you're going to show excitement in those moments. You're going to show diligence to your people, to everybody that's around you, to the following that you build through putting out content. And that people are attracted to that, right? They're attracted to that level of confidence, to that level of comfort in sitting in those uncomfortable times, right? When you can look at somebody who's going through something that's really uncomfortable, but they seem comfortable kind of sitting in there and dealing with it, people like to be around that, right? They are attracted to those people because, as I always say, sometimes you have courage and sometimes you have to borrow it. I want you guys to think about that. Sometimes you have to borrow that courage that it takes to get over the hump, right? Sometimes, Ben, you're just not in that place where you have the strength. But if you surround yourself with the right people, you surround yourself with the best, man, you'll be able to pick up the phone, call somebody, and bam, you'll have perspective in an instant. You'll be able to look at that adversity as a gift, and you'll be right back on track, right? Which leads me to my second point. You have to be able to maintain a high level of emotional discipline, which ties back to perspective. If you don't have emotional discipline in your life, it will allow you to stay off track for an extended period of time when things don't go your way, right? And this is an indicator of how successful you're going to be in what period of time. When I see people who get really comfortable dealing with high levels of adversity, it's a guarantee that they're going to be successful in a short period of time. It's an indicator. I've seen it 100 times. So think about that. When you face adversity, do people look to you for strength, or are they looking to somewhere else to try and figure out what to do? If they're not looking to you for that guidance or for that strength, then that's a sign of maybe you might have a lack of emotional discipline, a lack of perspective that makes people not look to you for those types of answers. But perspective is everything, right? It is looking at things through the right lens at all times. And if you have the right perspective, you create content that allows people to see that. You surround yourself with the best people. You become extremely aware of your thoughts and intentions. You always choose good. You choose to love yourself. You find a way to love yourself more. You do the things that are required to keep the promises to yourself, which makes you have a higher level of self-worth. And you just straight up decide that you're going to be successful. Think about that list that I just rattled on and then rattled back through. It's impossible for you not to be successful. If you do all of those things, man, people are going to be attracted to that like a magnet. And it is critically important for you to be aware of all of these things. There's many other things that go on in the technical aspects of being successful. But if you have all of these things, the rest of them fall into place very easy. This game that we play of growing, of being successful, of becoming more successful, it starts right here. It starts in your mind. And that is probably 80 or 90% of the game, in my opinion, right? Because there's always going to be a million things that try to kick you off track. But if you can master these skills, you can master that list that I just ran through, then you'll always be prepared. You'll always be ready for any battle because you are mentally tough. Everything that I do every morning, from my routine to who I spend time with to what I allow myself to consume from a content perspective, it all aligns with where I'm trying to go. And when you do that over and over and over again, when you have that routine, I call it putting on your spiritual armor, right? You put on your armor for the day and you are ready, man. You are ready for anything that comes your way. So I hope this list was helpful for you guys, man. It's one that I believe in. This list actually came from content that I've put out before. That's kind of popular in the list of things that we've talked about over the last 280 episodes here of Morning Perspective. So I'll ask you guys again. Like, I think this list is critically important for a lot of people to see and hear. And so I would appreciate it if you guys would share this out. Again, just a reminder, these episodes are not just live on Facebook. They are available on all podcast platforms. They're available over on YouTube. If you guys haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, please do that. There's a lot coming this year that'll be very valuable. There's going to be some things on YouTube that you don't see anywhere else. So if you guys aren't subscribed there, please do it. But you can share this from a variety of platforms, not just from Facebook. iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, Google Podcasts. This podcast is listed there as the Perspective Podcast, and it's very easy to share. So I want to share as much as I can with you guys, and so this list is very important to me. It's how I live. It's what I believe. It is what has made my life significantly better, and so I hope that you guys found it useful, and I hope that somebody out there will start working on this list and implement it. And when you do, man, I'd love to hear the story of what it did for you and your life and your family and everything that you care about. So with that said, wishing you guys an amazing Wednesday. I appreciate everybody being here. Good morning to you, Lydia, Ryan Austin, Mark Ferrelli, Zach. Good morning, David Martin, Rodney. Thank you guys for being here. Julio, I appreciate you, brother. Thank you guys for being here. And I will see you again tomorrow morning. Same place, same time, right here on Morning Perspective. Love you guys. Good morning, Mike Rosgoni.